Mr. President, Prime Minister, Premiers, colleagues, fellow Liberals, I wanted to start today by acknowledging the passing of the late, great Andrew Peacock, a proud Victorian, but an even prouder Liberal. I had the privilege to know Andrew, to be a friend of Andrew's, and to have him launch my first campaign back in 2010. Andrew held the seat of Kooyong for 28 years, following Sir Robert Menzies, who held that seat for 32 years. Andrew once said to me that Sir Robert attended one of his speeches. And Andrew said to Sir Robert, "What did you think of my speech?" Sir Robert replied, "It was brilliant and original. But the only problem," Sir Robert said, "was the brilliant bit wasn't original and the original bit wasn't brilliant." Friends, we're going to miss Andrew, as we do miss Sir Robert, Heather. But I think it was deeply appropriate that this morning we acknowledged a great Liberal. Fellow Liberals, on this very day, 67 years ago, our founder, Sir Robert Menzies, led the Liberal Party to a historic election victory in 1954 against Doc Evertt's Labor Party. Sir Robert said then, it was a contest between the Liberal Party, which stood up for the individual, their freedom and their enterprise, and a Labor Party, which talked down the economy and made prophecies of doom their political stock in trade. "We are the Workers' Party," bellowed Menzies. It was true then and it is true today. Under the Morrison government, there are more people in work than ever before. Under the Morrison government, there are more women in work than ever before. And under the Morrison government, there are more young people in a job than ever before. Even after our first recession in nearly 30 years, unemployment today is lower than when we came to government. Employment levels are higher than they were going into the pandemic, Australia being the first of any major advanced economy to see that occur. JobKeeper, JobSeeker, the cash flow boost, payments to millions of pensioners, carers, veterans and others on income support. This pulled our economy back from the economic abyss and saved a generation of Australians from long-term unemployment. When Australia faced its greatest economic shock since the Great Depression, the Morrison government did what needed to be done. John Howard is right. At times of national crises, there are no ideological constraints. We, the Liberal Party, are not here to serve big business. We, the Liberal Party, are not here to serve big unions. We, the Liberal Party, are here to serve the Australian people. And this is why Australians vote for the coalition in the Pilbara. They vote for the coalition in Port Augusta. They vote for the coalition in Gladstone and Burnie. They vote for the coalition in the Latrobe Valley and the Upper Hunter. Now I know some of my colleagues have sent Joel Fitzgibbon a membership form. But we don't want Joel Fitzgibbon's membership, we want his seat. And we say to the workers in the mines, we say to the farmers in the field, we say to those on the production line that it is Scott Morrison and the coalition that will always stand up for you. Tax cuts for families, incentives for business to invest, apprenticeships to get tradies on the tools, infrastructure to connect our regions to our cities, and the opportunity to buy and build your first home. This is what the Liberal Party stands for, and this is what was in the budget just 2 weeks ago. Our second pandemic budget, because the pandemic is still with us. As more than 6 million of my fellow Victorians who are right today enduring another lockdown can attest. Our economic approach is very different to our political opponents. They cannot manage money, so they come after yours. Just look at their budget in reply speech. No mention of farmers, no mention of tax cuts, no mention of small business, no mention of national security, just some plagiarised slogans from Jeremy Corbyn and Labor's definition of innovation, which was to recycle the failed and dumped policies of Bill Shorten. Fellow Liberals, it is no coincidence that the Liberal Party has won 7 out of the last 9 federal elections. Sir Robert Menzies had his forgotten people. John Howard had his battlers. ScoMo has his quiet Australians. Now, ScoMo may not understand the AFL's rules. He may think that a torpedo punt is a move in Taekwondo. But what ScoMo does know is how to advance the national interest both here and abroad. Protecting us from COVID, securing our recovery, and building our defences against ever-present threats. In Scott Morrison, Australia has a Prime Minister with courage and conviction. In Scott Morrison, Australia has a Prime Minister who values faith and family. And with Scott Morrison at the helm, Australia is secure and safe. Please join me in welcoming Scott Morrison, our Prime Minister.